gas car or hybrid car? Which one makes more sense to buy? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner. Now, with gas prices soaring, everyone is wondering whether now is the right time to make the switch to a hybrid powered car. And if you have any concerns with hybrid car ownership, whether they really save you more money in the long run, well, this video should be quite eye-opening. So let's go through the key differences and see which one makes the most sense in the end, starting things off with price. Now, it's no secret that hybrid cars often cost more money to purchase up front than a regular gas car, but the price difference might not be as big as you think. Let's look at an example of a car that's offered with both options, the Toyota Corolla. The Corolla LE Hybrid is only $1,800 more expensive than the Corolla LE with the regular gas engine, which is really not a big difference. But the fuel savings with the hybrid model are quite significant. The hybrid gets a combined city highway fuel economy rating of 50 miles per gallon, or around 4.7 liters per 100 kilometers, compared to the regular gas model, which gets a combined rating of 35 miles per gallon, or around 7 liters per 100 kilometers. So the hybrid model is around 40% more fuel efficient. Now, the fuel savings with a hybrid car do vary from model to model, and it also depends on the type of driving that you do. Hybrids tend to be a lot more efficient in stop-and-go city driving when compared to highway driving. But on average, it is safe to say that hybrids are generally around 30% more fuel efficient than the equivalent regular gas car. So if you were to spend, say, around $250 per month, which is $3,000 per year on gas with a regular gas engine car, which is realistic with today's gas prices and average driving, that means the hybrid should save you around $1,000 per year in fuel savings. So in this example, spending the extra $1,800 to buy the hybrid is really not a big deal because it will pay for itself in fuel savings after just 2 years. Even if you do less driving, or if the hybrid costs $3,000 to $4,000 more, it's still worth it, and you should break even after 4 to 5 years. Now, of course, there's going to be some that'll say, what if I don't do very much stop and go city driving? What if it's mostly highway driving? Or what if I don't do very much driving at all? Is the hybrid still worth it? Or won't it take forever to break even? Well, not necessarily. And that's because of resale value. What most don't realize is that hybrids tend to have better resale value than other cars. The demand for them is so strong that many hybrid models can be tough to buy brand new, including many Toyota hybrids, and they really don't depreciate much over the first few years. According to a report from IC Cars, hybrids on average lose around 35% of their value over the first 5 years, compared to 42% for the industry average, and they maintain that lead even after 7 and 10 years. So what this means is that it really doesn't matter if you spend more to buy the hybrid up front, because even if you don't save very much money in gas, it's still going to be worth it when you sell or trade in the car, because it's going to be worth more money on the back end. You have to look at the overall picture, the total cost of ownership from beginning to end. And it doesn't matter if a hybrid is $3,000 more upfront, if it's worth $3,000 or $4,000 more after 5 years or 10 years. The hybrid will still be worth it in the end. And considering that the hybrid will save you at least around $500 to $1,000 per year in gas along the way, well, the math really starts to make sense. And that brings us to the next major consideration factor, which of course is maintenance and repairs. Now, this is an area where there is a lot of misinformation around hybrid cars, especially when it comes to the hybrid battery. So let's dig into it. First of all, hybrids do not require more maintenance than regular gas engines. In fact, if anything, they require less maintenance. A hybrid engine requires periodic oil changes, no different than a regular gas engine. But hybrids actually reduce or eliminate maintenance in other ways. For example, because hybrids have regenerative braking systems which use friction energy to recharge the battery, the brakes often last 2 to 3 times longer on hybrid cars. Hybrid engines also tend to be completely free of any drive belts, which eliminates the need for belt replacements. And because they have an electric motor that takes care of charging the battery and starting the engine, hybrids do not have a starter or alternator either. So what this means is fewer repair concerns in the long run. Another major benefit of hybrid cars is that they often do not have a turbocharger, which eliminates the potential need for turbocharger replacement in the long run. No turbos means less heat and pressure on the engine, which also means longer engine life and fewer repair concerns. Many hybrids also don't have a conventional transmission. Although there are some hybrids which use a 6-speed or 8-speed transmission, in many cases, hybrids either use a planetary gear set, also known as an eCVT, or no transmission at all. A lot of hybrids, including all Honda hybrids, Nissan's e-Power hybrids, and Mitsubishi hybrids, use a direct drive hybrid system, where the electric motor powers the wheels, at least in most situations, and the engine is basically just working as a generator, which means there is no transmission. Many other hybrids use an eCVT, a planetary gear set, which is completely different from a belt pulley style CVT found on many regular gas cars. With a regular CVT or automatic transmission, you may have to worry about a transmission failure at some point, which can easily cost $8,000 to $10,000 in repair. But that's not the case with a planetary gear eCVT used on hybrids. The planetary gear eCVT is basically failure-proof because it's so incredibly simple in design and known to last forever. It's basically considered a lifetime component of the vehicle. So while many think that hybrid complexity automatically equates to more repairs, the reality is different. In the real world, most hybrids are incredibly reliable. They have very simple and straightforward powertrains, and they don't require much maintenance. That's certainly the case with the most popular hybrids from brands like Toyota and Honda. In fact, the hybrids from these companies are so reliable that they have become the go-to choice for taxis in many regions, where they often get used, abused, and driven 300,000 to 400,000 miles with ease. The real-world evidence is clear. Hybrids are proven reliable technology. Now, I know there are many who are probably screaming at their screens right now saying, what about the hybrid battery? Isn't it just going to fail at some point and cost a fortune to replace? Well, the simple answer is generally no. Hybrids have been around for over 20 years, and the data shows that hybrid batteries hold up incredibly well. Most come with an 8-year warranty. Toyota, Lexus, and Mitsubishi give you a 10-year warranty. And even beyond 10 years, failures are very rare. The typical lifespan of a hybrid battery, based on the popular ones that have plenty of real-world use, such as Toyota hybrids, is around 15 years or around 250,000 miles, 400,000 kilometers. And any car that lasts that long without a major failure really doesn't owe you anything. But if you own a hybrid that's in good condition and want to replace the battery at that point, you do not need to buy an expensive brand new one from the dealer. There are many companies that specialize in rebuilding hybrid batteries, and you can pick up a remanufactured battery pack with a warranty for under $2,000. Or you can buy a used battery pack for under $1,000. Because hybrids have been around for over 20 years, there are different battery replacement options, and some are shockingly cheap. So really, replacing a hybrid battery is no big deal anymore. And remember, because many hybrids do not have a transmission or have a planetary gear set ECVT, you will never have to be concerned with a potential transmission failure, which can save you anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000. So in the long run, all things considered, the repair costs are generally much lower with hybrid cars. Now, of course, there are other factors which impact cost of ownership, such as insurance. But it wouldn't be accurate to say that hybrids in general are more expensive to insure than regular gas cars, because that is certainly not always the case. Insurance rates are impacted by several factors: the type of vehicle, driving record, experience, location, and more. And insurance rates can vary widely based on these variables. So as always, make sure to get quotes to compare. Another factor that's arguably a lot more important is to make sure that you select the right hybrid car and the right brand of vehicle in the first place. Throughout this video, I made several references to Toyota hybrids, and that's because they are the pioneers of hybrid tech and have been doing it longer than anyone else. Their hybrid systems have well-proven reliability with a 30-year track record. They use durable, naturally aspirated engines, electric motors, and ECVTs, and they have the best service and repair support. Honda is another company that has many of the same benefits and has been building hybrids nearly as long as Toyota. And then you have others such as Subaru, Ford, Hyundai, and Kia, all of which have plenty of hybrid experience too. If you buy a hybrid from any one of these companies, you are certainly setting yourself up for lower long-term risks. On the other hand though, there are hybrids that do not make good financial sense due to unreasonably high pricing, disappointing real-world fuel economy, higher repair costs, and poor reliability, and overall questionable savings over the ownership period. This is often the case with many plug-in hybrid models, European brand vehicles, and European luxury vehicles, which are often better to purchase with a regular gas engine. So in the end, the argument in favor of hybrids is clear. In most cases, they do make sense, which is why consumers have been going crazy for them over the past few years. And I'll put a link to a video in the top corner which ranks different hybrids from worst to best, so you know which ones you should narrow down your search for. So if you found this information helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the hype button. And if you're planning to purchase a vehicle and live in Ontario, know that OMVIC is the vehicle sales regulator responsible for administering and enforcing the rules that dealers must follow. You can learn more about your consumer protection rights by visiting omvic.ca. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to visit carhelpcan.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.